Hi, everybody. Welcome. Just logging on to my, see you guys straight here. I got to look at this. Don't fall out of the, sorry for my hand if it's in the, no, cancel that. I don't know if anybody's on here yet. I've got to go to my channel. Here we go. Oh, got my volume on. Turn that off. There we go. Got lots and lots to show you. Just giving people a little bit time to come in. Give people a few minutes. They might not realize that it's 6:30. Hello and welcome. If you're here, say hi. While we're waiting for people to join in, I want to show you a couple things that I did. Is this? Okay, it was just my end or something. I made some of these from the crinkle from the kit. I opened my kit all up. It's a cute little box. But I want to show you guys something that I did. I've done this. I put all my little parts in this little muffin tin. Now this is one of my good muffin tins from my cupboard, but I'm planning on going to the dollar store and getting one, and it's perfect. And I'll just leave it here in my craft room to keep all the little trinkets. And when you do a paper pumpkin, open everything up, separate it all out, and then you're ready to go. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I put all that there. And now, as you know, when you get your paper pumpkin kit, you get Cajun Craze little mini spot. I save these for when I'm doing my Stamparatus, or sometimes if I have doubles, then I give them away to my customers. But this is the Cajun Craze in the normal stamp pad, and since I have this one, I'm just going to go ahead and use this. They give you all the stuff that you need to put this together. They give you Stampin' Dimensionals, which I've been using. They give you the 3D dots, and then they give you these little strips, and then they also give you the yarn, and then your stamps, and then of course all the stuff that came with the kit. But for me, for video time and for purpose time, I'm going to use my tape runner when I can. I'll use my 3D dots that are on here. My 3D dimensionals, or I don't know what, the glue dots. I'm going to use these glue dots. These glue dots are very nice. It just takes me a little longer with the pick tool and everything, and I can use this one easier. And then I'm also going to use the tear and tape that they sell. It's just easier than the dots or the strips. But if you don't have them, use what comes in the kit. That's the whole purpose of it. But these are just some things I'm going to use. Well, the husband is cooking supper, and I told him that I would be done with the whole thing here by 7:30. So that gives me an hour with you guys. But I'm going to show you how to do each of these. And then I'm going to try to work through all my alternates. These are what this is what I made. This is an alternate too. But this card is an alternate. This one is an alternate. I'm trying to keep them in order because these are like step it up ones. And then I have these two. And I have this one that we're going to do. And then I have these two. So hopefully we'll get through them all. I'm saving the hardest ones for last. And then we will work our way up from there. So that's the plan. Now in your little kit, they give you instructions to how to put your stuff together. They give you a ruler when they tell you how much ribbon to cut and all that stuff. So step one was to take all your parts and separate them. Now I went ahead and already did that. And if you just popped on, I put them all into a muffin. So that way they're all separated. If you have one, this is just out of my cupboard, but I plan on getting one just to keep in my craft room. I just haven't done it yet. So that's the muffin tin. I'd already showed that to some people. And then it says to fold all your boxes. And what they're meaning is these. They're saying to fold all these. I'm only going to fold the 3 that I have here because that's what I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to show you some alternate things to do with this. So we'll do the actual paper pumpkin kit as it comes first. And then we will do the alternates. So I wanted to let you know these are wonderful stencils. So you could just trim and save one of these and you could use it to sponge with ink. You could trace it with a pencil. There's you could color it with like colored markers, or you could color it in with the watercolor pencils. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this, and then you could cut it out or you could leave it on the square. You can do other cards with these, and same thing with the hats. I wanted to let you guys know to go ahead and save these 2 things because they'll be perfect for a stencil for other stuff. I didn't have time. I was going to make another card and I just didn't have time to show you how to do this, but maybe I'll do it in another video. I'm really swamped with online classes and stuff, so it's kind of crazy around here. Before we get started, there is a little bit of news that I want to tell you. The last day to join the Gorgeous Prosy class is today. That's for the World Card Making Day class. That's the last day is today. And if you want to do that, BPCZEZXU is the hostess code. I wanted to let you know very quickly, there's a 24-hour sale going on right now. There's like 4 pages of them. I did a video on that. If you're interested, you can get 15% off the stamps. And that is for today only. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, pop on over there. So let's get started. So the first thing, it says, I'm not usually a direction follower. Oh, and I almost forgot. Don't forget to get your paper pumpkin Joy to the World for next month. You got till October 10th. If you're just here and you're not a paper pumpkin member, and you want to join my paper pumpkin group, click in the link below and it says paper pumpkin and underneath this video, and you can join under me. So I almost forgot about that. Okay. So what it says to do is to fold all this. So you could take your bone folder, or they put a pretty good crease. So I'm just going to use my fingers, and you can use your nails if you want. So once you do them that way, then I like to do them this way. So it says to do this first, to score all of these. Now, I don't know about anybody, but where I live out in the country, kind of, per se. So I mean, there's other people that live out in the country more than me. I have a little town at least, but I'm still out from the big town. And I don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters. So I used to give these paper pumpkin kits to my kids when they were smaller, and they'd take them to school as gifts. And then as they outgrew that, I would give them to the people that would come to my workshops, and I still will do that. But I don't need 20 of them. So it's kind of fun that I can figure out what to do with some of the stuff, because other people might be in the same boat that I'm in and not really need 20 of these. Now this one I'm going to do the opposite way, because I need one going the opposite. I did one the opposite. So anyways, if I'm lucky, my nieces and nephews usually show up. I do have a lot of nieces and nephews. Not all of them show, but if they do, then I just buy a big pack of candy bars or a bunch of gum or something, and I give them to them. But I usually don't get, other than family, I would say I get nobody for trick-or-treating. How many trick-or-treaters does anybody else get? I know it's kind of hard if you're following along with me and you're doing yours at the same time. But I was just curious, do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters, or do you just get family? Now, this is where you guys would take your strip if you got these little strips, and they're telling you to take one strip. They gave you a couple extras, but you'd peel off one of these strips, and it is saying to add the strip on the inside. So right along here is where they want you to add the strip. But I'm going to be using the score tape, and I'll save them for something else. And I also, I like the score tape, and I like to use 2 pieces. That 3D stuff probably will work perfectly fine for one, but I didn't try it, so I can't guarantee it, but this is just something I like. You don't even get family, Mel? Wow. I thought for sure your grandkids would stop in. And then right here on the ends of these, I don't know if I'll get any this year, Mel. I should say that the kids in the past that came, I think a lot of them came for Graham. So we'll see. We'll see if we get, how many I get. I hope I still see them, but that doesn't mean I will. All right. Now I put 2 little glue dots. You guys would put 2 of your little glue dots from this. I put one here and one there. But what you want to do is you just kind of want to bring this piece all the way over to this piece. And line them up with the little, it's a little tricky. Yeah, and I stuck it down before I had a chance to. So just kind of grab, once I get going, then I'm, okay, there we go. Now we lined it up. And then line this up with your little circles up there in the top. Push that over. And line this one up and push that over. So it's like that. So now it kind of goes together just like this. But you could reach your fingers in as far as you can and push it down to do it that way. Okay. Now we're going to take our ribbon, or thread, I should say. And we got black and white here. I did the black one on this one, so we'll do the black. And you could tie a knot, you could tie a bow, you could do whatever you want with this. I tied a bow because that's what they said. And I didn't measure like how much you're actually supposed to use. See, I did say I wasn't a directional follower, if I'm even saying that right. I don't follow directions very well when it comes to reading them, I guess. But they gave you quite a bit, so I would imagine that you would have more than enough to do this. Okay. So there's one. Now I'm going to put them all together first, and then we'll go ahead and decorate them. So again, I'm going to put 3 tape on here. Probably one piece of this tape would be plenty, but I don't know, just me, I like to have it so it closes everywhere. I don't want any flap in the middle. Now, ideas that you could put in these. Now, I didn't put anything in them, so you might not want to tie them. I didn't think about that. You guys might not want to tie them, or you can untie them if you have to. But some ideas of stuff you could put in these, or at least leave one end open. You could put gum. You could put any small little toy, cap erasers. What else can you put in here? Hair ties for a little girl, nail polish, chapstick. I'm just trying to think of all the little things that you could put in here. Any little toy that will fit, you know, down in that area, you'll be able to put in there. This other little one that I made it so you could put a thing of chapstick in it. But the next one I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, because I think they'd be cute at the Thanksgiving table. Any little candy, like candy corn, anything like that, you could fit in these. So you may not want to tie one end up. You may want to leave it open so that you can fit your stuff in there first. I'll show you at the other end. Or you can untie it and retie it, reknot it. But if you leave this open like that on the top, you could drop your stuff down in there, because you'll have, you know, it's pretty big. And then you can close it up and tie it. So either leave one end untied if you, for filling. I'll probably give one of these to my girls. I'll find some little stuff. I have girls, so they're not little, but like chapstick, nail polish. I think little mascara might fit in here. My one daughter's into wearing the eyelashes. I probably wouldn't be able to fit the eyelashes in here, but they have like eyelash glue that you wear, so I could fit that in here. So I'm just trying to think, little boys, little Matchbox car, you could put them in there. Those are kind of cool. Now for this one, when I did this one here, this just fits a thing of chapstick. That's all this will fit in there, and it falls right down in, and it fits in there perfectly. But what I did, I'm just going to tell you what I did. I cut this off, this whole thing off, and then I cut the middle of this off. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to cut this one off this time, because I want it a little bit bigger for Thanksgiving. Now this is good if you were going to do a trick-or-treat and you just wanted to give like a thing of chapstick, then you can cut it off. Or you could give everybody a thing of chapstick for, let me get the small cutter. It'll fit in the camera better. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm lining up these little flaps right along here, the ones that you fold in. Let me pick it up. These ones here. That's what I'm lining up my cutter. I think they're all on there. I'm going to cut that right off. Save that. We're going to use it later. Now what I did on the last one to make the little one, I cut this off. So I cut one little panel, but I'm not going to do that for this one. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it together almost the same way as the other one. We're going to put some adhesive right here. Put a couple pieces. I think I got this one over too far, and it's probably gonna, yeah, well, maybe it won't affect it. We'll see. Okay, and then we're gonna bring this around just like we did the other one. Just kind of line them up there. Now, if it hangs off like that, like mine does a little bit, you can either trim it or leave it. I'm just going to leave it. And then you just want to close all these boxes inward. You just want to close them in on each other like that. And we're going to put a little bit of, now, this is where this is an add-on. So it's going away from what they offer, you know, what they're telling you to do. So I'm going to use liquid glue. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge of this one and on the edge of this one. And I'm going to bring it inward like that. It gets a little tricky at first because you want to keep its shape. And then put some glue over here. Put a little glue on the bottom on these ones. And then put a little glue here. And then we'll just put all this together like this. I don't know where my little mat is so that I tell you, I've been telling everybody in the last video and stuff, if you could see my craft room. Then kind of put it upside down, kind of looking in there to make sure it's keeping its form. And grab your bone folder or something that you can reach down in here and kind of, because this glue dries quick. Yeah, see, and then you could just keep your form. It's still drying. I shouldn't have messed with it yet. Impatient. Okay. There we go. And then up here, I'm going to put a little glue dot. Now I got glue all over my hands. Now you would fill this. Now the thought I thought you could put in here is the Thanksgiving blessing. There's a recipe for the Thanksgiving blessing, and you can just put, it's like with a candy corn, and I mean, I can get it for you, and you could put them in here and sit them down at the table or make a little basket someplace if you guys don't have, if you have a large family, and then you can just sit them around and let people take one. So that's an idea that to do with these if you don't have a lot of trick-or-treaters or anything. I'll have to get the Thanksgiving blessing recipe. I usually do one every year. Make up one to show everybody. My hands are sticky from the glue on the bottom. You could even use some tear and tape down there too if you didn't want that. Now that's still tacky, and I'm going to show you guys a little trick. If Stampin' Up! Used to sell these embossing pouches, and they don't sell them anymore. I don't know why. We have all the embossing powder and everything, but they don't sell them anymore. But you can get them at the stores and stuff, and that's sticky, and you don't want that stickiness all over everything. So what I do is I pat, this is just sending out some powder. I'll pat that on the bottom of that. That stickiness is gone. So now you're not going to have sticky, and you could just wipe it off if it's got too much, but it's on the bottom. No one's going to see it. Of course, it's not sitting up right now because of everything on it. So that's just a trick. There, it's a little wobbly, a little lopsided, but maybe once I get stuff in it. All right, so let's decorate these guys so we can get on to some cards. Hopefully we have time to get them in here. So what I did for this one here, the little cat, I took one of these orange pieces and I put it right here on here. And I'm going to have to find something. I'll have to use this. I have to find something that I can... I don't know. I have a silicone mat and I don't know what I have done with it. So everything is like sticking to everything else. I hope this works. It's got tape. It's got... There we go. Now we got some glue. Got too much glue. But then again, that's where you can bring in that pouch. And I did that a lot. Like all these holes that are sticking through like there, and you don't want that other stickiness so that they don't stick to each other. Just bring this in, powder it up a little bit. Now it's not sticky anymore. Then I took a yellow little swirly, and I'm going to put that right there. Hello and welcome. Leave a comment if you're watching. Glad to have you join us. Oops. And I just put this right here. Kind of like that. And that will dry clear, so that's okay. Then I grabbed a little cat. These cats are so stinking cute. And I put a dimensional on the back of them. Oh, they're over here. So take one of your big dimensionals and put one. Actually, the best way to do it is to put it on here. So then you know it's right where you want it. And then you could go ahead and take your cat and put it on the dimensional that way. So it looks like that. Then in our little kit, you have all these little label things to make your little greeting label there. And I did trick or treat, spooky and sweet. Got everything sticking together here. And then I put all the stamps out. And here's the stamp. Now I did bring in the basic Memento black ink for this one. And just stamp that up. Hopefully this is going to be in the middle. So I'm kind of far away from it. There we go. And then what I did here, I put a dimensional on the back of it on one side. Peeled that off. Then I brought this in. And where the leg is right here, I just added a little bit of glue. Or you could use a glue dot, whatever, you want if you don't have glue. They probably used a glue dot. I don't even know if this is the way they decorated theirs. I didn't even look at the directions. But they used a glue thing, but I just felt like it needed to be a little more secure. So there's the cat one. Isn't that cute? So that's how I did the cat treat box. I'm going to set them off to the side. Then I'm going to take this one here, and this is the pumpkin. And I'm going to grab pumpkins that came out of the kit. And did I pop that up? Nope. I just put adhesive on the back of it. So use snail. You can use pop dots. That's probably what they did. I'm getting to the end of my snail, so it doesn't want to work. And I lined this up right with the bottom. These would even be cute for Thanksgiving. I think these would be cute on the table. And then I took a little flower, and I took one of the flowers that comes without a leaf. It's very tiny. And I do use glue here. You could use a glue dot. I just fight with those little glue dots, so I didn't really want to fight with them. And then I took an orange skinny, there's orange big ones, and then there's these oranges that are very skinny of these labels, and I took one of the orange skinny labels here, put it down, and I took the word Hello Pumpkin, and here, if you've got older paper pumpkin stamps, or if you have a thank you, thankful, any type of a stamp that you could put on here for if you wanted to put these out as little favors or place settings for Thanksgiving. And then I didn't do anything with this neither. I just put some stuff on the back. I kept it very simple. If you're going to be giving these away to trick-or-treaters, you definitely want to keep it simple, because let's be real, they want the candy or the treat inside. So keep it simple. Okay, now I'm going to take this little thing that I said you could put chapstick in or whatever, or the Thanksgiving wishes, and here's this one. See, this one's skinnier. It's like perfect for a thing of chapstick. This one's rounder, so it'd be good for the blessing, or it would be good for like a thing of chaps or nail polish, a little Matchbox car. And for this one, I went and got a couple of these flowers that have the leaves on them. So you need 2 of them, and then you need one of your tiny pumpkins. So you need one of them, and then one of the greetings right here, and then a black, they have a black swirly. You could use whatever swirly you want. And then I did that says give thanks. So before we get, oh, and then you need one of the little yellow things like this. I'm gonna set these off to the side. Got the Cajun Craze here. I'm gonna give thanks. Put this down. Stamp it. There we go. And now on here we're gonna put some seal, stamp and seal. Now as you notice, on the back sides of these, this is white. I guess I'm going to do it on this side. That's the side it wants to go to. The back side of these, this is white. So what you want to do, if you want to, you can color this or sponge it. You could color it with a marker, the blends, whatever. So if you wanted to use the hat and you wanted to do it purple, color that purple. I mean, it's a cute little, what do you call it? To change it up, to give it different colors. I've seen people do that, just like we do with the doilies on the card making. And I just put a little bit on the bottoms of these. This is Tombow glue that Stampin' Up! Does sell. It's not any special glue. I just had a bunch of bottles like this that were upside down and empty, and I can't squeeze that bottle tight enough when I was trying to get the stuff out at the end. So I just leave it upside down, and then I pour them inside. Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing this wrong. I want this first. I want the little give thanks first. Sorry, guys. I get talking. And then I'll put the little flowers off to the side. With this being not a square and being more like octagon, I'm not sure what shape it is. It's harder to work on this one. And then for this little pumpkin, I popped him up. I just took one of the glue dots and I popped him up. And I just put it right there. So that's the little card. This is without cutting one of the pieces off, and this is with cutting one of the pieces off. So those are those two. So we did a sample of all them. So now let's get into some alternates. Everybody ready for them? Okay. I've got all my parts cut and stuff so that we can get cutting and working right through this fairly quickly. So for all these alternates, I only use 2 pieces of Whisper White, 1 piece of black, a half a sheet of orange, and that's it. All the rest came from the kit. So, I mean, you can get quite a bit from what I did here. Now, this is a very simple, all you needed was a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So, if you want to do a bunch of these, this is a very simple card to make. So, what I did was this piece that you had left over, I just took a pair of scissors, and you could use your trimmer if you have one, or one of the little mini cutters, whatever you got. I just cut that off, and then I kind of eyeballed it here, and I decided that I was going to take 2 of these off from there. So you have this extra piece. And I don't know, I think I did it right about here. And I just laid this down flat. So let's see here. Then I took, you could take whatever color. I ended up taking yellow. And I ended up just putting this one right about there. Then I took 2 swirlies. I used black in this one, but I think I'm going to use the green in this time because I have a lot more green, other colors. And I just put a little bit of glue on the bottoms of these. Because the pumpkin is going to help hide a lot of this stuff, so I'll put one over here. And then I grabbed one of the pumpkins and I put some Stampin' Dimensionals behind it. And I put this right here, about there. So just like that. And then I took the Give Thanks. I don't know why I keep closing that ink pad. And I just stamped it right on the base of the card. Oh, okay. Now, when you make a mistake like that, because I didn't push it hard enough, let's get one of these little tags that have no, there's a little flag on it. We'll put this down here. It says Give Thanks. And then I think I'll put it on flat, or should I pop it up? No, I think I like it flat. Okay. And then we're just going to put it on flat. And we're going to cover it up. No one will ever know unless they tear your card apart. So, so that's like a very simple up, alternate. And then we have another fairly easy alternate, and this one right here. So we will quickly do this one. And how I did this one was I went ahead and I'm going to bring in my little cutter, and I cut all the way up to where the score lines are right here. So I cut this part off. And I'm going to put this right here. And I cut them off, and then I flipped it and I did it again. Don't throw these pieces away. I'm going to use them. And then I went ahead and I stuck this right down in the center of this card. Just like this. Okay. So I went like that. That looks a little crooked, but I'm okay. It's a homemade card. Then I took another yellow and I just kind of put it about here because I didn't want my cat too far off the page. So I put it like right about there. There we go. Now you're going to need some leaves this time. I got to bring in this a little bit closer so I can see what all right. I used that leaf. I used a leaf like this, a little brown leaf here, and I used some green swirlies. So I'm going to grab a green swirly and then, oops, and another green swirly. And then I used a flower. I think the flower has a leaf on it. I used a flower with a little leaf and then a cat. So first we're going to put these swirlies down. So today was a beautiful fall day. And it was a nice windy day. So my laundry dried very fast, which I was happy. All my blankets and stuff. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to put this little leaf. And I kind of put that here. I kind of like buried this little opening. You can use the little glue dots that come with it. You could, definitely use the glue dots, or regular glue dots if you don't have glue. But I honestly say when you're working with a lot of little parts like this, glue is what you need. Then I'm going to put my cat in. And I kind of put them in like that. And I just glued them down flat. Could pop them up if you want. Then I took a Stampin' Dimensional and I put it right on top of this flower. And I made the flower pop up just like that. Now, as an add-on thing, I grabbed some gems. And I had fun with the gems on these cards. I'm taking these little tiny gem and I put one right here. Got one stuck to my hand, so it wants me to use it. And then I put one right there for the eye. Is that not cute? And then, where is that stamp set? Oh, right here. I use Trick or Treat, Spooky, and Sweet. And this would be a cute card to send to grandchild, whatever, someone elderly in the nursing home for Halloween. So there it is. Isn't that a cute card, guys? I love it. I had more fun, I think. I mean, I like the little boxes, but I think I had more fun this time with all the cards than I did everything else. So now this is the next alternate we're going to do. And this one kind of steps it up a little bit more. So the first thing I did was I took the leaves that come in the stamp set. There's all these leaves. Need a piece of scrap paper here for this one. And then I went ahead and I stamped off the paper. Whoops. I stamped off and then I just stamped on. Stamped off and then I just stamped on. And there was really no rhyme or reason. I just kind of, oops, I didn't stamp off that time. If that happens, it happens. But you want to stamp off. I just wanted it like a very light color in the background. I didn't want it like a lot of oh, I did it again. I'm trying to concentrate on where I put the leaves instead of thinking about stamping off. I can't talk and do this at the same time. That's the problem. And then we're going to grab the other leaf. And we're going to do the same thing. I don't remember if I see. Good thing I caught myself. Oh, I did it again. Oh, well. You guys know what I want to do. And I'll put one more right there. I didn't do a lot in the center because we're going to be covering that up. So now what we need to do is I'm going to take the Memento black ink. I cut this piece out with the Tasteful Labels stamp. If you don't have one of these dies, you cut it into a square. It'll look just as cute, but I had the die, so I went ahead and I punched this out. This is really cute. It gives it like a 3-dimensional. It's probably not showing up, but it really does. And we're going to stamp on this one first, and we're going to take the Memento black ink or whatever black ink you have. And we're going to stamp this right fairly in the center, like that. Then I took this leaf again. This time I didn't stamp it off or nothing. And I just got as close as I could to the pumpkin without going on it. And I stamped 2 of these leaves, going just like that. Now I'm going to color this. Now I colored mine in blends, very basic. But if you have your, what do you call them? Watercolor pencils, regular markers, whatever you have, you know, go ahead and color it in. And I'm trying to get some of my colors. I got another project going on behind me. I took just regular pumpkin pie. I didn't do any blending. I tried to keep it simple. And I just colored it in the pumpkin. Okay. Then I took Old Olive and the dark, and I colored in the leaf. And then I went and took the soft suede light. I might have used dark too, but I'm going to use light this time because I have it here. You can go over the swirlies if you want. That makes it kind of look cute. Or you could leave them alone like I did in the first one. Okay. Then we're going to need some flowers. But before we do that, let's stamp the Hello Pumpkin. Looks like I got my leaves down a little farther, so will it fit? I think it will. Let me pull this closer into me. I think it'll just fit on there. Yep, there we go. My pumpkin probably should have been just a tad bit higher. So now let's get our parts out here. We can start putting some of this together. So on the white Whisper White, I used this pumpkin pie. Put it down here, just like that. Then I used 2 yellow on this one, but because I've been using a lot of yellow, I think this time I'm going to use 2 of these, looks like Cajun Craze. And I just kind of figured out where I wanted it to be, and I just overlapped them in the middle. So use some Stampin' Seal. Put one right here. And then we'll use another one. And, okay. I think I got this one crooked. Hopefully it don't rimp on me, and it did not. So I'm going to fix it. And then put this one over here. Like that. Now again, I don't want all that stickiness. So I'm going to dab this a little bit just to get rid of some of the stickiness for when I'm not. Still a little bit. There we go. Now it's gone. All right. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to get some swirlies. I think I'll use a yellow swirly this time and a brown. There we go. I'm going to put a swirly on each side. And I'm going to put a yellow one over here to make it pop a little bit more. And another one. And I use some leaves. I got to get this in close to me again. My leaves are far away. Let's see. I used a purple leaf, or I'm going to use a green leaf this time. Put a green leaf in here to make it pop out. Put a green leaf right there. I use that one, and I think we'll use a yellow one. Let's put these back. And while we're in here, we need some flowers. I'm going to use, let's see, we need one with the leaves, so let's use a yellow one. Then we'll use a couple, use this color. Well, let's use a purple one, or orange one, I guess. Brown one, because I don't have only certain colors in that other one. And then we'll use a little leaf here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue all these parts down. And I just kind of put it on one part of the, you could use a dot. I really think when you're working with this stuff, you kind of need some glue. Okay. Oh, wait, I put the wrong one there. I wanted to put green there. Good thing I had enough glue. I wanted to put this one down here with this yellow one. Okay. Put that there. And now I ended up taking the Cajun Craze sponge. Now you could take the corner of your little box and you can do the same thing with this. But since I'm using the big one, and I just sponged around this a little bit, just so it wasn't so white. So it looks like that. And then I took Stampin' Dimensionals, which are over here. I just put a few on here. Okay. Just add this on there. And then I went ahead and I put some glue. Well, maybe. I took this yellow one, and because it was so tiny and I wanted it to pop up, I used one of the mini dimensionals that we sell. But if you don't have that, just go ahead and use one of your glue dots. Just put that right there. And then I got this one. I just wanted flat. So you could use a glue dot, but I'm going to use the glue. Okay. And then on this one, I used a dimensional. I used a large one. I'm going to put that right there. And then I took some more of the rhinestones and I put them on here. Now, if there's anything that you see here from doing this paper pumpkin kit that I would used as add-ons and you would like to purchase them, you can go to my website at bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net. And so that is that card. Even with all my little mistakes, I think it came out kind of cute. So that's another alternate card. I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to have time for one more quick card. And then it's going to be time to... It's already been an hour. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. So this is the card. I thought I would show you how to do this one. And this is fairly easy too. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to stamp the little witch's hat on here. Make sure I have this going the right way for the decorative part. I do right here. So we're going to take the witch's hat and I'm going to stamp it in the Memento black ink. Stamp them up good. You want those solid black flowers to really, this time, get them up a little higher. Okay. Why I got the ink right here, and I've got the stamp set Trick or Treat. Spooky and sweet. I think that is so cute. Fall is my favorite season. And it's also, I love to decorate for fall. And I love all non-real spooky Halloween stuff. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to color this in. And I kept it very simple. I just used the same colors I used before, except for I did use the black. I used the smoky slate. I lied. I used the smoky slate dark. So we'll start with that color first. And we're going to color the hat in. You can use whatever you have. Again, like I've said, if you have blends, color pencils, whatever you got. Okay. Then I went ahead and I took the green and I colored in all the green, all the leaves. Colored them all green. I took the Daffodil Delight dark and I colored in the little hat. Then I took the pumpkin and I colored in the okay. And then I took soft suede light and I colored in the hat, little brim there. So to get that long piece, I took this piece from what we had left over and I cut this off. Now I want to tell you something. As I'm cutting these off, I didn't do anything with them, but I thought, oh my goodness, they are the cutest little bows. Don't they look like little bow ties? I don't know what I would do with them, but I think they're cute. I think they're little bow ties. So I saved them. I have a whole bunch over here. And I went ahead and I took and put this piece on the back. Just like that, in about the center area. I end up cutting some of this off, but so then we're going to flip it over and whatever's hanging off, just trim it. Just trim it off like that. Then I went and I got into my little bucket here. Let me see if I have any more black. Because this is kind of Halloween-ish. Yep, there's a black one and there's a black one. Now I got a big mess. Yep. Okay. Then in the flowers, I grabbed one of the bigger black ones right here. And then we got to go to the leaves. In the leaves, just give me a handful here. I grabbed 2 yellow, that yellow, that yellow. I grabbed one of these, and I think that's it. So put them back. And I went ahead and I stuck, I believe, I did the same thing I did before. I took the little bit of glue here and attached it like that. And a little bit of glue on this side. Attached it. And then I added some glue to this. Put it down. Okay. Hubby's just telling me dinner's ready, gals. So right after we finish this card, I'm going to have to finish up. And I'll show you a couple of the other cards and kind of explain what I did. And then I took a Stampin' Dimensional and I put it down on here. I put that little flower, black flower right there. Then I took my sponge, a black sponge. In this case, I have an old sponge. And I just sponged right around this. Just to give it, like I said on the other one, to give it so it wasn't so white and it kind of looked, I guess, more Halloweenish. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and put some of these on the back of this card. Okay. And I'm putting this right in the center here. What kind of center? And then I took the gems again and I grabbed, got pushed back in. Sorry, I didn't turn my messenger off on my phone. I'm getting messages. Okay, and I put this right there, a little gem just like that. And that is how I did that card. Is that not cute? So that is the end. But I'll show you the other cards. I had two other ones that I just didn't have enough time to get them done in the time frame before dinner in 1 hour. But these were stepping it up just a little bit more. I used some, you know, paper pumpkin, and I ended up, or pumpkin pie background. I ended up just cutting this strip off just like I did there and put that across there so I didn't waste one. And then on here, I used the stamp. There's a little smiley face, and I used the stamp and stamped a little smiley face on there and just kind of layered stuff, added some more gems. Now this one took a little bit of time. What this is here, you see all these little triangles that when you punch out your little treat things, when you punch them out, I saved all those triangles. And I went and attached all these down here, kind of went into like some type of an angle. And then I added all this decorative stuff from the kit. And I used Cajun Craze as my base of the card. And then I added a thing of Whisper White. So that's it, guys. You know, like I said, if there's anything you see here, jump on over, check it out. Mel, I don't know if you got my message that in the card that we did from the Christmas tree card is on sale today. If something you're interested in, it's today only. So if you want to check that out, but I hope you guys enjoyed all the add-ons and everything that we did here. We got quite a bit done though. We got, what, 3 cards and an hour, and then we got all of these. So that was a lot of stuff, guys. So thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're maybe still working on your kits or whatever, but I hope I inspired you in a little way. So bye-bye, guys. I'll see you on the 23rd of next month. Talk to you later.